This is the 2025 Ram RHO. So this truck is really designed for horsepower, off-roading capabilities, and to basically, do all this at a high speed and be able to do low speed, off-roading. What's really neat is this truck has a inline six and it produces, I think it's 546 horsepower. Something really interesting is, back in the day, maybe 8 years ago, 8 years ago, the Chevy SS, which is a sedan, much lighter than a truck, of course, that car ran 4.6 0 to 60, and this Ram runs 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds also. So it's just really neat, what kind of extra, power and stuff you can get out of these trucks nowadays. Now this truck is totally designed to compete against the Ford Raptor. Has more horsepower. It's doing the same thing of, instead of a V6, this one's an inline six, but it's the same thing of trying to conserve fuel economy and give you, a lot of horsepower, a lot of torque, and still be able to, get great gas mileage and do all the off-roading things that, they could in the past. We're really not going to get into some, details like touchscreen and all that, because all these trucks are designed, with touchscreen and all the nicer amenities that they have nowadays. It does have independent front suspension, which is really, really nice for off-roading. It gives you, that extra clearance in the front so you don't have a pumpkin hanging down. It does have, the touch screen, like Tesla kind of made, famous for. But we're not really talking about that. It does have nice features, though. It has, like tilt and angles, and you can see some of the off-roading things that you can do on the fly on that, touchscreen panel. So that is a nice thing. But again, when you're buying this truck, you're buying it for the off-road capabilities that like the Ford Raptor would have. So instead of buying a Ford, you would buy a Dodge in this case. So this is something interesting, and it's not off-road related, but it's kind of interesting to me. It does have a passenger screen on the truck, and you can actually see that there's an HDMI port, and it says HDMI passenger. From what I'm gathering, you can plug a computer up to this and watch movies or something from the passenger monitor using that HDMI port. So that's kind of a neat feature that, trucks don't have nowadays, or cars don't have, where the passenger can actually watch a movie on their dashboard while they're going down the road. Of course, it's only for passengers, not so the driver can go watch a movie while you're driving down the road. That'd be kind of dangerous. And just like all of them, leather seats, all the bells and whistles, nice panoramic sunroof. So it does have the features that you would want, on a daily driving truck. Because these vehicles, true, you're buying it to go off-roading, but we're also driving it to drive every day. And that's what this is designed for. It's to drive every day, really enjoy, driving it to work or wherever you need to go, and still have an off-road capable truck. Sound system, it's got a Harman Kardon sound system, so it has great, sound quality. And the horsepower, 540 horsepower. I was a little off on the horsepower, but 521 foot-pounds of torque. Tons of torque. So this truck can really, really do what you need it to do. Now, the towing capacity is 8,300 pounds. So it is lower, than like a typical 1500 Ram or Ford F-150 standard, but that's because this truck is designed to go off-roading. Still, 8,300 pounds, that's tons of towing capacity that you have to haul an RV or something like that. So just like the other competitor vehicles, it has, different drive modes for off-roading, and it has Bilstein shocks. So these are things that can help you, off-road. And I'm hoping that you can actually add a little bit of lift kit to this thing, because it doesn't have high ground clearance, and that's for safety regulations so you don't roll this truck over. I think it has like 11.8 inches of ground clearance. So if you can add, 2 inches of extra lift kit, or 3 inches even, then this truck would be perfect for off-roading. So this is the screen right here. I saw a passenger HDMI port. And I'm guessing that you can plug something in here to watch movies on that passenger screen. So it's a little nice extra thing. And plus dual charging for your phone, so dual wireless charging. Now, I'm hoping that this wireless charging is long throw. So they make deeper throw wireless charging ports, and it's whenever you have those big gadgets on the back of your phone, like those I don't know, the big things that my wife has on her phone. I have a regular case, so mine charges fine, but she has those big pop socket, I think they're called, and the wireless charging doesn't charge with those. So hopefully this has the long throw dual wireless charging for that. Now, digital rear view mirror. I love this. I'm glad that vehicles are really going towards this, because now you have a real clear view of what's behind you instead of seeing through the truck and through the rear. I just love a rear view that's digital. This will even help you off-road because you can see a real good wide angle of what's behind you when you're backing up. Now, just like the other ones, this one has a driving assist capability so that you can, make it easier for those long trips. And it comes with, standard today's technology of, steering assist, intersect collision assist systems, drowsy driver detection. So it checks your eyes and sees, if you're going to be drowsy or not in your driving. And this is kind of cool. It has traffic sign recognition. So instead of having to pull up an app and hitting, I'm going to go to this destination to see the speed limits on the roads, it'll see the signs and tell you how fast you can go on this area. I really like that. So as I said already, this truck is made for off-roading. It has, moderate, decent ground clearance. I do wish that it would be a little higher, but I'm sure it's because of safety requirements. But, 2-3 inch lift kit on this truck, and this truck would be awesome off-roading. So that's my opinion on it. It still needs a 3-inch lift kit to get a little bit more clearance. Another thing I want to point out, and I don't know if this is how it is or not, but I really, in my personal opinion, I hope this hood vent is not active, because I prefer not having these types of features on an off-road truck. I wanted all the air to come from one box location and not through the hood, because when you go through the water and it splashes up, you're going to get water in here. And I'm sure it has, some filtering capability where the water goes down, but I just don't like active hood scoops for off-road vehicles, because you're going to get water in here, and I don't know what's going to happen here. So maybe they handled it. I hope they did, but I'm not a big fan of active hood scoops on off-road vehicles. So this truck does come with off-road tires, 35-inch tires. So it is really designed for the off-road capabilities. It has, the stuff that off-roaders don't care about, but it does have badging. It does have a power tailgate and some onboard power sources. I do like onboard power sources because when you're out there, it's nice to plug in your, portable air compressor to air up your tires when you need to. That's a nice feature. But the rest of it, it's just a little bit of swag that you don't need it, but it's there anyway. So that pretty much sums it up. I'm sure there's some other things I can talk about on this truck, but this truck is really designed for competing against the Ford Raptor, and it does a really good job with that. And I hope that they sell enough of these trucks, because I really think this would be a good competitor against the Ford Raptor. And pricing, we'll see how the pricing goes. Dodge has always been known to have deep discounts on their lots, so maybe the discounts will make this even a little lower than the Ford Raptor. So that's it for this episode, and you like what we're doing, please subscribe, because you all make it happen.